So hello everyone, my name's Ken and I'm with SAMHSA, Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, and so I want to take you through a quick presentation of what we've done from an application infrastructure perspective, and then I'll give you a recorded demo of what's going on. So let's see here. Hey, so we'll start with the premise of the Omnibus care plan, and that basically is around patient-centered care, and then looking at patient-centered care from a 360-degree whole patient perspective, with multiple parties being able to participate in that care. So the functional perspective of OCP is basically, you have your administrative things, your scheduling, appointment, care coordination, screeners, assessments, and those kinds of things, and care planning and delivery. So the application has the care coordination and administrative functions inherent in the application, and the other components, as you'll see, are commercial off-the-shelf, smart on FHIR application launches that take place. So from a technical architecture perspective, of course, it's browser-based, supports phone or mobile, low information technology overhead. It's built on FHIR. We don't have a separate data model. We don't have a separate data store. Everything is built on FHIR, and it is rendered to the FHIR server and retrieved from the FHIR server. So it's a HIPAA compliant cloud environment, which requires BAAs and so on, and centralized management, secure, and it's scalable. We use OAuth and OpenID Connect. It reuses existing software components. As you'll see in the demonstration, we've integrated several applications that we did not write into the application itself, and so we use encryption both on the fly and at rest. We have user roles, and those user roles can have their own sort of screen views of what information they're responsible for and need to use. We've included patient consent as part of this environment, and of course it's scalable based on the web cloud. So, from a roadmap and interoperability perspective, again, the data standards were completely based on FHIR. Everything that's done in the application is rendered to a FHIR server. And we've done some work on the Happy FHIR server, and we've submitted updates or fixes or whatever you want to call them to the Happy group, and some of our work is included in 3.4 of Happy, and other is in 3.5 of Happy. So here, on the left side, you have things that are functional to the application: program administration, continuity of care, billing support, those kinds of things. And on the right side, you have infrastructure types of services: security and privacy, EHR and HIE integration, reporting, analytics. And then in the middle, you have what we've addressed as the Omnibus care plan. So you have care coordination, alerts and notifications, program management, consent management, scheduling, and referral management. And again, it's all based on FHIR and Smart on FHIR. So here's a screenshot that you'll see in the demo, and you can see that we have several Smart on FHIR launchable applications. So in the first one on the left-hand top left is the consent to share. That's a SAMHSA developed application to do consents that conform with 42 CFR Part 2, which is SAMHSA's rule. And we have BH Works, which is a comprehensive assessment for psychosocial history and some social determinants. And we have an EOB application component that was written by a group in General Dynamics using Blue Button 2.0. And then we have our QUIP, which has the clinical lens, and QUIP is used to deal with care management. So what we're going to see from a demonstration perspective is we have a patient. Her name is Sarah. Sarah was addicted to opioids because of an injury, and she was caught acquiring illegal opioid substances and was court-ordered to do treatment. Sarah lives in Michigan, and she receives her care in Ohio. And so you'll see Ellen, who is the care manager, if you will, for Sarah. She resides in the Michigan Medicaid environment. You'll see Daniel, who resides in Michigan as well. He is the parole officer for Sarah. And then you'll see Sarah as an actor in this scenario. And then you'll also see Jordan, who is a psychiatrist that practices in Ohio. So Sarah traverses from Michigan to Ohio to receive her care because that's the closest MAT facility, Medicated Assistant Treatment Facility, to Sarah. So you'll see how we do Smart on FHIR launches, everything related to FHIR resources and FHIR searches, and you won't see anything in the demo related to CCDA today. So if we can, fire up the link for our demonstration, then we'll take you through Sarah's journey. Okay, the first thing we see is Ellen, the case worker, care coordinator, case manager, whatever you want to call her, logging into the OCP application, and she is adding a person, in this case Daniel, to Sarah's care team. So when we say patient-centered care, what we're saying here is that anyone that is involved in Sarah's care, regardless of organization, can be part of the care team, can be able to log into the OCP application environment and to be able to document what they've done from a care perspective for Sarah. So here, we're just adding Jordan to her care team. Jordan is the psychiatrist that resides in Ohio. And so Ellen, who resides in Michigan as the care coordinator, has added now Jordan Emmett to the care team. So this dashboard is Ellen's view, right? And so Sarah now, who is the patient, will log into the OCP and actually create a consent to share information. So here is Sarah's dashboard, and here she is launching consent to share as a Smart on FHIR application. And now she is going to add a new consent. And here she is going to share her information. And the first thing she's going to select is who the information is going to be shared by. And in this case, it's referred to as a general designation, and it's going to be the Omnibus care plan. And then she's going to disclose that information to, in this case, Daniel Regan, who is her parole officer. So this enables Daniel to be able to see all the information associated with Sarah's care to make sure that she's meeting her parole requirements. So here you see that she's sharing her substance use information, her AIDS, psychiatry, and other information. And then it's being shared for the purpose of use of treatment, and she assigned a date range to it. Now she's going in to manage the consent, and so she is going to now sign this consent to make it valid. So before she signs it, she could make changes to the consent through this managed process. So here, Sarah is doing an attestation to sign the consent. So that was worked through the Office General Counsel and is based on digital law, allowing attestations to serve for a wet signature. So here, Ellen is signing in again, or is logged in, and will review Sarah's information associated with her care. And again, this is Ellen's dashboard, and you can see that each dashboard is different. She's selecting Sarah, and it came up with a, Sarah persona, so that she knows that she's selecting the right patient. Here we're going into the consent management. I'm sorry, not the consent management, but the care management piece. And this is the application called QUIP from Metacomp Systems. And again, it was a Smart on FHIR launch. Here you can see that she has a PHQ-9 score, and that her initial PHQ-9 score was 20, and her current PHQ-9 score is now 18. You can see when the dates were of those administrations. And you can see that she's had methadone administered and so on. So now Ellen is going to review Sarah's EOB records. So here she is going to do, well, in this case, it shows no login, but from Ellen, again, selects Sarah. And then you can see here Smart Apps. So Ellen is now going to launch the Smart on FHIR explanation of benefits. And now the app, the EOB app that's using Blue Button 2.0 goes out and retrieves Sarah's claim information and displays it. And it gives you several views, or at least two views of that information. So bulk view and then a timeline view. to display her EOB information and what happened. So here is Daniel Regan. Remember that Sarah created a consent for Daniel to see her records. Daniel now is loading a remote version of the EOB app, basically the same app, of course, and now he's being able to view Sarah's claim information based on the care that she's received by her providers. And he can validate that she is actually going to treatment, being treated, and meeting her requirements for parole. So I guess this is just another ability to view information from the app itself. And I think that was the end of the demo. So basically what you saw is the application from a care coordination, a care management, consent management, and from a Smart on FHIR launch of multiple commercial off-the-shelf applications, as well as a government off-the-shelf application, which was consent to share, and all being integrated within the same infrastructure. So that's basically what OCP provides for the people at large is an infrastructure by which you can create a patient-centered care environment and treat the patient regardless of where the care team participants reside or what organizations they belong to. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.